Hello and welcome to Theology on Tap. This is going to be a short video about love. The other day I was at a gas station and I met a man a little bit older than me. He had a nice sound system in his car and he was listening to love songs from the 70s. You know, not the cheesy ones from the 70s, but I'm talking about GQ, the Manhattans, the kind that I like. And so we struck a conversation and we're just kind of remembering the times of the 70s and the 80s. And he said that there's not enough love today and that people really do not understand what love is. That's what he was saying. I have to agree with him because we live in a society today where, you know, we have to be right. We were taught that, you know, whatever your dream may be, you got to go for it. You could do anything. You could achieve anything in life. You know, you got to have fun in life. You know, you got to take great vacation. You got to travel. If you want to mature and to understand everybody, then you got to travel. So we emphasize on those kind of things. Now, even as Christians, you know, there are books called Crazy Love and other things that are out there that talk about love of God. But at the end of the day, even Christianity, we think about, hey, you have the power to do whatever you want. All you got to be, you know, think positive. And if you have the right set of mind, then things will work out and whatnot. But I don't know if that really works in society because look at the mess that we're in right now, right? There's terrorist attacks, people are against one another, people murdering one another and fighting one another. And divorces happening, families being broken up. And a lot of young people looking at it today and just say, you know what, why even get married? So a lot of people are even afraid to get married. Or a lot of people say, well, I'm not mature enough to get married. You know, I want to have fun first. I want to do this first. I got to make my money first and whatnot. And so we're not even putting ourselves out there to even love one another because we're afraid of it, or we think we're not mature enough, or we're not ready to love the way we need to love one another. And that is a problem that needs to be fixed. And of course, the answer is Jesus Christ, and we have to learn from him. Look at Jesus Christ and look what he did, right? We know that God loved us, so he gave us his son. But Jesus, you know, he was with God and he did not consider himself equal to God. That means he released his divineness in order to become a human being. That we were taught that Jesus is 100% God and 100% man, but I gotta tell you, I have a problem with that because you can't not be 100% God if you are a man. As long as you have this flesh, you are limited, and God is not. Right? So I'm not here to argue whether Jesus was God or not. I'm sure he had the Spirit of God, definitely. But one thing I know for sure, the Bible says that he did not consider equal to God, and he became a human being to die on the cross for his sins. Meaning that he left the comfort of being in such a power for God to become a limited human being in order to save us. He went through the sufferings, he went through the pains, the hunger, you know, the shame, whatever it is that humans experience, he experienced it in order to save us. So love is you could define it so many different ways, but I was taught, and I read it somewhere a long time ago, I can't tell you which book it was at this time, but it said love is being vulnerable. And that to me is a perfect example or perfect definition of love. You need to put yourself out there, be vulnerable for another person. So in marriage, you become vulnerable to your spouse. Did not Bible say that we need to submit to one another, right? In order for the relationship to work out. But in order to do that, you have to put yourself out there. You got to take a step of faith and put yourself in love. Right? I think that's very important. You have to be willing to go through the pains and the sufferings and the tribulations of marriage or raising children or having a job, to whatever it is that we're afraid to do or we don't think we're ready to do. Love is something you do for one another, and sometimes there's pain involved, sometimes there's suffering involved, sometimes there's, you know, annoyance involved. Right? So you got to be willing to love, meaning go through all that. That is what Paul said when he said, hey, dude, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now, when he said that, he's not talking about I could be anybody I want to be. He's not saying that someone like me, if I have faith, I could become like Michael Jordan. That's not the point. Point is that if we put ourselves in a position to love one another and we go through the pains and the sufferings of life because of it, we can do it because we can do it through Christ who strengthens me or strengthens us, right? That's what love is. So put yourself in love. Be willing to go through the sufferings and whatnot because you can do it. Why? Because the love of God is with us. Right? In fact, what did the Bible say is, hey, in this life, you're going to go through tribulations and whatnot. I'm just in life. Right? If you love anything in life, you're going to go through the pains and whatnot in this life. But, he says, rejoice in the Lord. I think it's a good lesson to learn. It's something that we should actually practice. And thank you for watching. God bless you. And keep coming back for more.